On a Halloween night in the state of Illinois, someone throws a pumpkin at Bailey's door, startling her. She goes to check but only sees a truck driving away. Meanwhile, Harper is upstairs putting on makeup to cover a bruise on her eye. Bailey then tells Harper, her roommate, that her boyfriend threw a pumpkin at their door. Bailey grabs Harper's phone to break up with Sam on her behalf. But Harper doesn't let her do that. At this moment, Bailey picks up a ring, and Harper tells her to be careful because it belongs to her mother. Angela and Mallory invite Harper to celebrate Halloween with them, so Harper sends a message ending her relationship and goes with them to the party without wearing a costume. After they take a picture, a friend of Bailey's named Nathan calls Harper to come over, and she leaves the table without being noticed by her friends. Harper explains how she met Bailey and quickly mentions that she doesn't leave the house much, which is why she's not in costume. Nathan suggests that she could be dressed as Little Red Riding Hood. At that moment, Nathan's friend Evan is annoyed because he's wearing a ridiculous costume. Harper receives a message from her boyfriend revealing that he's stalking her. She gets ready to leave and orders a rideshare to go to her mom's house. But suddenly, a man dressed in red approaches the gate of the place. And when she turns to talk to Nathan, the guy at the gate disappears. He asks her if she's afraid of something that has happened to her before, but she hesitantly says no, while flashbacks of her old house play in her mind. They want to do something fun that night, so Evan suggests they go to a haunted house. They agree and get into the car to search for it. Along the way, Harper realizes she's being followed by her boyfriend and asks Evan to pull over. At that moment, a sign lights up, revealing that they are near a haunted house, and they decide to go in to check it out. When they arrive at the front of the house, they encounter a man wearing a clown mask who shows Bailey both of his closed hands, asking her to guess which one holds something. But neither of his hands has anything in them. Then he pulls a key from behind Bailey's ear and gives it to her to open a box. When she opens it, she finds some papers outlining the rules of the haunted house, one of which states that they must leave their phones in a locked box. They also have to fill out some personal information. They enter the house and the door is shut behind them. Right at the entrance, they get startled by a skeleton that pops out. They walk through one of the rooms where if you look around, it can make you feel dizzy. Next, they encounter a person wearing a witch mask carrying a black sack, which holds a woman inside. The witch gets ready to brand the woman and she screams for her not to, but she is branded anyway and smoke rises. They assume it's all part of the show. A door to the side opens, leading them down a path with signs that read safe and not safe. The friends split up, each choosing a side. Evan, Harper, and Mallory find 3 coffins along a wall. They open each one, but there's nothing inside. Suddenly, they hear a noise and realize it happens when the coffin is closed. So Evan climbs in and they confirm it. Harper gets in next and joins Evan, followed by Mallory. But then a bunch of spiders falls on them and Mallory freaks out. To calm her down, Evan reveals that the spiders are fake. At this moment, they find a hole with several arrows indicating that they should enter. Evan goes first into the tunnel and Harper and Mallory follow his lead. Harper and Evan make it to the end of the tunnel but start to worry because Mallory hasn't arrived yet. Meanwhile, Nathan, Angela, and Bailey are in another room trying to guess body parts, and Angela tries to make a joke with them. Next, Evan pulls out a grape, and when Bailey reaches out to guess, she gives up because nothing happens. She soon realizes she dropped Harper's mother's ring. Nathan approaches to help, and at that moment, someone attacks Bailey. Back with Harper and Evan, they keep trying to reach Mallory but get no response. Soon, they hear someone approaching and encounter a masked guy dressed in red. The guy turns on the lights, allowing the two to enter the door in front of them. As they enter, Harper goes ahead and slides down a chute, where she encounters a guy with a chainsaw who tries to attack her. Harper manages to dodge, and Evan pushes the guy before getting attacked himself. They then find the rest of their friends, and when they ask where Mallory is, the curtain opens, revealing the witch on the other side with another black sack containing an unconscious Mallory. The witch then attacks Mallory, and that's when they realize that everything happening is real. And they can't call for help because they left their phones in the box outside. Since they are locked in there, Evan tries to use Angela's hairpin to open the door, but he breaks the pin and can't get it to work. He then suggests they look for a metal bar in the area to get out. Nathan decides to go search for it. Once Evan notices that the witch has left, he tries to grab the metal piece she used and asks Angela for help, as her arm is slimmer than his. Nathan arrives at a place with several people covered by sheets, and after a smoke scares him, he drops the key. Suddenly, the lights turn on, and Nathan finds a guy named Mitch who says he will help him. Meanwhile, Bailey confesses to Harper that she lost her mother's ring, but Harper reassures her that it's okay. In this moment of tension, Harper shares with Bailey about the house she lived in, saying that she used to secretly watch her father hurting her mother, which terrified her. One day, her mother's ring fell near her, and that's when she decided to leave home for 4 years. As Angela reaches for the metal bar, the witch steps on her hand, but Evan manages to grab the bar. Then Nathan appears with Mitch, who says he will help them get out because he has the keys. They return and find the emergency exit, but after opening it, they discover it leads to just a wall. Harper suggests they go back through the tunnel, but Mitch warns that it's risky because there are some traps. Evan gets angry and starts insulting Mitch, claiming they've killed Mallory. Mitch responds that Mallory is waiting for them outside. Harper asks Mitch for the keys, and Evan says he will go back through the tunnel first, instructing them to follow him afterward. He manages to get up there, and Mitch goes after him, announcing that he has arrived. However, he puts a piece of wood and nails it down, accidentally locking Nathan in the tunnel. Harper hears someone trying to open the door and tells Angela and Bailey to run, but the masked guy manages to get it open. Bailey manages to escape, but Angela is attacked by the guy with the scythe. Harper is extremely scared when she sees this and runs back to the previous room. She tries to lock herself in but ends up breaking the key, allowing the guy to enter. As he approaches her, she thinks it's her boyfriend, but it turns out to be just a deformed man who wants to torture her. Fortunately, Nathan appears, shooting at the guy, which gives Harper a chance to escape. Meanwhile, in another room, Sam's boyfriend calls, but the clown-faced man answers and tells him it's too late. This news worries Sam, who quickly grabs her car to go find Harper. Outside, Mitch finds Evan and then removes his mask, finishing him off. Harper comes across a bucket, and as she disgustedly reaches in, she pulls out a flashlight. Just as the bucket rises, the lights go out. Nathan discovers Harper's mother's ring and sees the scenery from the previous game. He enters a room, but when he hears someone approaching, he hides behind a curtain. Meanwhile, Harper is in the dark navigating through a strange place, and when she spots a masked figure, she gets startled and accidentally steps on a trap that pierces her foot. Evan finds Mitch, and as he sends a message from Harper's phone to Sam asking for help, Mitch charges at him. Meanwhile, Harper realizes she's in a room filled with traps, and just before a knife door closes on her, she manages to slip through and enters a chamber. She uses the mirror to read what's written on the wall backward and finds another clue instructing her to look for keys in the dolls. She discovers a message inside one of the dolls telling her to search for something hidden under the bed. Harper finds a toy house that contains the key, but suddenly someone starts trying to open the door. She has a brief flashback of her father, and then the deformed man appears. Harper attacks him with the key and quickly opens the final door, which triggers a shot that hits her arm, causing her to drag herself on the ground. The deformed man attacks her again, but Harper manages to poke his eye, and he soon gets shot by the trap. As Harper gets up to grab the weapon, the lights come on and she hides. A masked figure appears and Harper attacks from behind with the scythe. But when she removes the mask, she's shocked to discover that she has injured her friend Bailey, and she cries uncontrollably over this. Meanwhile, Sam arrives at the haunted house but falls into a trap, and soon after, he is eliminated by the clown-faced man. The chainsaw guy appears to attack Harper, but she manages to defend herself and shoots at him. Meanwhile, Nathan is fighting Mitch, and just as Mitch is about to finish him off, Harper arrives and saves Nathan's life. Near the exit, they encounter another masked man who claims he doesn't want to hurt anyone and even takes off his mask. He then moves in front of them to search for a weapon in a box, but gets shot by another guy. Nathan and Harper quickly attack the shooter. When Harper reaches the top, she encounters the witch, but Nathan pulls her by the leg and Harper finishes her off. Realizing everything is lost, the clown guy sets the house on fire to leave no traces. Harper and Nathan climb the grate to escape, but Nathan spots the guy from before and decides to confront him. Even after taking a shot, he manages to hit and knock the guy down. Once they get outside, they find Sam's truck, and they jump in and drive to a hospital. There, Nathan hands Harper her mother's ring. Harper goes to her mother's house so they can embrace, but suddenly a clown appears. However, it all turns out to be a nightmare as Harper is still in the hospital. As the nurse tells her she needs to fill out a form, Harper remembers the events of the previous night. Then we see the clown guy arriving at Harper's mother's house and breaking down the door, but he doesn't realize the house is rigged with traps. After he falls into one of them, Harper appears and finishes him off. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps me continue bringing quality content to you. And of course, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. See you in the next video.